Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today we're going to go through the first 5 questions of the HSC multiple choice from 2024 for Math Advanced. Actually, I have recorded this video already and I did all 10, but the recording didn't work. That's why I'm just doing 5 and then maybe I will post the second part. Because the second part, honestly, it took me like 25 minutes, so yeah, I don't want to take that long. So that is why I'm splitting these into 2 sections. Alright, so let's get started. So question 1. It gives us a function. Which of the following could be the equation? So we want to remember this rule: y equals mx plus b. M being the gradient, b being the y-intercept. In this question, you can kind of look at the answers to try and work it out. So the y-intercept is positive, right? It's 3 or minus 3, therefore it's going to be 3. So we can kind of delete the ones that don't have a positive 3 as an option. And the m is negative. Remember, this is negative, whereas this is positive. So therefore, it must be negative. So therefore, through elimination, C is our answer. Alright, let's continue on to question 2. So we've got 60 students, 38 play basketball, 35 play hockey, 5 do not play either. How many students play both? So that is what we're going for. So the easiest way to do this is to do a nice little Venn diagram for both basketball and hockey. So let me just do that real quick. Basketball, hockey, okay. So 60 students in total. You'll notice 5 don't play either. Okay, so 5 goes on the outside. And we can actually use this information to try to work out what the both will be. So it's obviously not going to be 55, right? 60 minus this outside is 5, 55. It cannot be 55, right? That's not an answer, right? These can't all, the both cannot be 55, right? This cannot be 0, this cannot also be 0. So I'm going to actually just substitute 18. The other way you can do this, I think, is through algebra, but I'd rather just do it like this. It's a little bit faster. So I'm just going to minus 18 from both. So minus 18 from basketball, minus 18 from hockey, that's going to be 20, and that's going to be 17. So this was for basketball, this was for hockey. Alright, 20, 17, and the middle is 18. And to confirm that it's 55, right? 55 is what's left. That's what the last 3 remaining things should be, because 60 minus 5, 5 being the outside, is 55. We have to add this, right, to confirm it. So 20 plus 17 plus 18, 20 plus 17, 37, plus 18, 55. Alright, so that means it has to be B. Alright, keep in mind, yeah, basically I just went for trial and error here, but you can do it through algebra, but to be honest, in my opinion, as I said earlier, this is just faster, so I would just do it like this. Alright, next question. Peers' marks in Year 10 assessments are shown. The scores for each subject are normally distributed. In which subject did peer perform best? So here, it's very important to note that they want to find perform best in comparison. So this does not mean highest mark, right? It doesn't mean straight away history is the answer. It's in comparison. So how are we comparing? We're using standard deviation. So basically, the more the standard deviation, the better in comparison. Okay, that's how we want to interpret this. The better in comparison. So for English, it was 2 standard deviations, 12 divided by 6, right? So the total above, 78 minus 66 is 12, and then divided by 6 will give you the 2. Okay, so that's 2 standard deviations above. Here it's 9 divided by 10, which is 0.9, 77 minus 70, 7 over 15, about 0.45, and 85 minus 72, 13 over 9, which is about 1.5. So 2 is the most standard deviations above the average, so it's going to be English. It's going to be A. Okay, so very important in this question not to just pick mark straight away, right? It's not the highest mark, it's the highest standard deviation above the average. All right. Moving on to question 4. So the parabola y equals blah 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 is reflected about the y-axis. This is then reflected about the x-axis. Okay, so the way I would try to solve this is to draw some diagrams. So let's start drawing this. So this graph is going to look, so the x minus 3 means it is moved to the right by 3 units, and this means that it moved down by 2, right? X minus h squared plus c, okay, I don't know what the form is, but yeah. So this moves down 2 and right 3. So right 3, down 2, okay? So our turning point is going to be 3 and minus 2. Alright, and obviously it's concave up, so it's going to look something like this. Alright, and actually you can also find the y-intercept. You just substitute the x value equaling 0, y equals 0 minus 3 squared minus 2. Minus 3 squared is 9, minus 2 equals 7. Alright, so this is actually over here. Alright, so there's two things that we need to do. First, we need to reflect about the y-axis. So the way we're going to reflect about the y-axis is that how to reflect about the y-axis, it's actually, basically we keep the y values the same and we make the x values opposite. So what do I mean by that? So for example here, we've got the x value as 3 and the y value is minus 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the y value the same. So it's still going to be minus 2 when it's reflected, but the x value becomes opposite. So that means it's minus 3. So now our vertex point is here. So when it's reflected about the y-axis, it kind of flips in this direction, right? Or if the curve was here, it would flip in this direction, right? So it's just kind of moving left to right. Left or right, depending on where it was originally. Alright, let me just get rid of those arrows. Alright, so it's going to be here, and then obviously the y-intercept is the same because this value is 0, 7. We can't really flip 0, right? 7 is the same because the y is the same. So therefore, it's just going to look like this now. Okay, so you'll notice all of the y values are the same. This is still, minus 2, this is still 0, this is still 7, etc., etc. It's just the x values have changed. So basically, we've completed this section. Now for the x-axis. For the x-axis, let me just move this even further down. I think that'll be better. So for the x-axis, it's kind of the same as the y-axis when it's reflected about the y-axis. So we keep all the x values the same, and we flip the y values. Sorry, we keep all the x values the same, and we flip the y values, right? Whereas for the reflected about the y-axis, we kept all the y-axis same, or the y values the same, and made the x values opposite. So we are going to make this. This is now minus 3, minus 2, right? So we're going to flip this value, right? The y value in this instance is, we're going to keep the x value and we're going to flip the y value, right? So keeping the x value, and this now becomes positive. Okay, so now it goes up here, right? Okay, so now it's basically going to look like this. Alright, so now the vertex point is there. And basically it's going to look the opposite around this x-axis now. So we flip the vertex here, just like this, and this is going to go downward facing. Alright, so what does this look like? Well, this is negative, right? So it's C and D. It's going to be one of them. Now it's moving to the left 3, which is x minus 3, right? X plus 3. My bad. X plus 3. X minus 3 is moving to the right. So x plus 3. So that is going to be C. Alright, moving on to question 5. So this is an integration question. 6x plus 1 to the power of 3 dx. So if we remember how to integrate, we want to make this n plus 1. Alright, so we're going to add 1 to that over 4. And then the bottom is going to be the n plus 1 times the differentiation of x plus 1. So what is dy on dx? X plus 1. That's just going to be 6, right? You just get rid of the x here. So we are going to simplify this. 6x plus 1 to the power of 4 over 24. And then remember, we've of course got the plus c. And that one is going to be over 24, 1 over 24. So it's going to be A. It's going to be this one. Alright, and that concludes question 1 to 5. I hope you learned something from this recording, and yeah, if you have any questions, comment down below. If you want me to go through a specific topic, comment down below, and I will see you next time.